So the theme this week in class has been about tapas. And tapas is nothing to do with Spanish cuisine. It is to do with, it's the Sanskrit word that means the same as unwavering devotion. It means zeal. And it is that which, it is the quality that allows us to step towards our purpose. And as such is a really, really potent quality in which to invoke within ourselves. And I've only got a really short window of time with you lovely lot this morning. However, what I wanted to do was to look at some of the asanas that can help us stoke our own inner fire, which is where we find this quality of zeal and enthusiasm and stepping up regardless. So we are going to have a little move around the mat, but I thought we'd start with a little pranayama. So make yourself comfortable on the earth and sit upright. Maybe just rock your weight forward towards the front of your sitting bones and then drop towards the back of your sitting bones. And just have a couple of rocks backwards and forwards here, so that the middle, the place of balance in the center, can be found. And then just assess whether you are balanced left to right. Let's take a little stretch through the shoulders. So as you inhale, reach the arms up, we're stretching into the intercostal muscles here. And exhale through into your fingertips. So we're already beginning to wake up the muscles that we use for breathing. And perhaps just take a moment here, breathing normally, to stretch one hand higher than the other. And then when you bring the hands down, bring them down onto your knees in front of you. And we'll just work forwards and backwards just a few times. So inhale and pull the heart forward and look up. And breathe out and draw the heart back and look down. And just move forwards and backwards here. Just helping to mobilize everything around the diaphragm and the diaphragm itself. Perhaps deepen your breath a little bit. And then come back to your sweet spot in the center. Just close your eyes and you're going to take 10 very slow in-breaths and out-breaths. Deepening your breath, not forcing or straining, but having a sense of breathing right out into the edges of your diaphragm. And as you exhale, just gently drawing in and up on the lower belly and bringing a soft tone to the pelvic floor. And you'll notice that that Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor work, spontaneously happens right at the bottom of the out-breath. Keep working with this, face soft. And the sound in your throat is supple. There's nothing forced or strained here. 2 more. And then open your eyes and let your breath return to a relaxed abdominal rhythm. We're going to work with 2 rounds of Kapalabhati. This is a no-no for you if you have a hernia. So if you have a hernia or you suspect you might be pregnant, then I want you to continue with the 10, with the slow Ujjayi Samavriti rhythm, please. Assuming that you're comfortable with Kapalabhati, it's a pumping action. Take your right hand onto your belly. Take a deep breath in and out and let the belly swell into the hand on the in-breath. And notice the belly coming back towards the spine on the out-breath. We're going to exaggerate that 10 times. So inhale into the hand on the belly and take a strong out-breath through your nose to bring the belly back to the spine. 9 more times. Now inhale deeply and fully and hold your breath. Relax the right hand down to the knees. You hold your breath, lift up through your pelvic floor and bring your chin towards your chest and your chest towards your chin. Keep your shoulders soft, the face soft, the tongue soft in your mouth. And we hold the breath for as long as we comfortably can. And then releasing the breath, lift your head. Let's work again with Kapalabhati, stoking our inner fire. Inhale into the belly space. 10 strong exhalations, like sniffs through your nose, concentrating on the out breath. Then we inhale fully and deeply. As you hold the breath, engage Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, and Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, without bringing strain into the throat. And then release the locks and release your breath. Inhale and reach your arms up towards the sky, clasp your fingers together. And as you breathe out, stretch through into your palms. Lift a little taller, inhale, look up. And breathe out and slowly release. And roll over onto your hands and your knees. Spreading your fingers wide on the mat, heels of the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, look up. Turn the toes under, and as you exhale, float the knees off the mat and press back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Take a couple of breaths here. If you need to walk out your feet, then do so. Always moving mindfully. And then come to stillness. And on your next in-breath, come forward into a high plank position. Either knees on the floor or knees off. Just roll the weight around your wrists for a moment. And then round the other way. If you've got the knees off the floor, you'll start to feel the abdominals working for you here. And then come to stillness. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, drop the knees to the floor and just drop the heart between your thumbs. Keeping the shoulders away from the floor, inhale. Slide your heart forward, come into a gentle backward bend. And exhale, flip the toes, lift the knees and press back to the dog face down. Deep breath in. And slow breath out. Inhale, flow forward into the high plank. Breathe out, drop the knees to the floor, drop the heart between your thumbs. Inhale and slide your heart forward, come into a gentle backward bend. And exhale, turn the toes under and press back to the dog face down. Hang your head. And each breath is if we're stoking the inner fire, we're stoking our zeal, our enthusiasm. Acknowledging our unwavering devotion. But to what purpose are we devoted? Inhale, float your right leg up towards the sky. Come high on your left tippy toes and exhale and step your right foot forward between your hands. Help it if needs be. Drop the back knee to the floor. Right hand comes to the right thigh, and with an in-breath, let's float the left arm up towards the sky. And let's take a little twist to prepare the body for some backward bends. So take the left elbow over to the outside of the right knee and bring your hands together in the prayer position. And the pressure of the right hand down into the left will spiral the spine round, lengthening all of the muscles and connective tissue in the torso, freeing the spine for better movement, more functional movement. Smooth and even breath, sinking forward through the right knee, opening up the left hip flexor, the bottom gate of the backward bend on the left-hand side. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands to the mat and press back to the dog face down. Inhale, come forward into a high plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the floor and walk your hands in towards your knees. Come up on your knees and point the toes behind you, tops of the feet to the floor. One hand to the belly, one hand to the lower back. Breathe into the hand on the belly. As you exhale, draw the lower abdomen in and up and let the tailbone drop. Keep strong here in the lower abdomen, bring the hands in front. And on your next out breath, gently pulse back, keeping a lovely straight line between your thighs, your hips, and your torso. And then once again, exhale, pulse back. Inhale, come up. Actively pressing the top of your ankles and your feet into the mat as you work. And then come to stillness. Take your hands to your lower back. Push down through your knees and begin to lift your waist up away from your hands. Move your head back and begin to lift your gaze towards the sky. Hips come forward now. Keep lifting the heart up towards the sky, moving the head back and then beginning to lift the gaze even further back. To come out of the work, push through the feet, and on an in-breath, come up. And on an out-breath, take your hands to the mat under the shoulders and press back to the dog face down. On an in-breath, float your left leg up towards the sky. Come high on the right tippy toes. And breathing out, step the left foot forward between your hands. Help it forward. If it doesn't get there, drop the right knee to the earth. Left hand to the left thigh. Breathe in, stretch up. Feel that lengthening through the fascia of the right-hand side of your body. And on the out-breath, twist to the left and take the right elbow to the outside of the knee. Hands come into the prayer position. Push the top hand into the bottom. Peel your head back. Rotating, lengthening. Breathing. Sinking a little further through the left knee. Good. Inhale. Exhale, look down, take the hands to frame the front foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale and press back to the dog face down. Inhale, come forward into the high plank position. Once again, breathe out, take the knees to the floor, walk the hands in towards your knees. Come back up onto your hands and your knees, and this time you're going to take your thumbs underneath your armpits. Drop your elbows down and let your hands pull your armpits and your chest, your breasts forward. Then, keeping the lift out of the waist that you found before, letting your hips come forward, begin to move the head back. Keep lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting up out of your back, not dumping into it. Breathing. And then inhale, push through the feet. Lift the head last as you come back up. And exhale, take the hands to the mat and press back to the dog face down. Deep breaths. Inhale, come forward into a high plank position. Exhale and gently lower down to the earth. Working with Bhujangasana with Cobra, but slightly differently than we might do normally. Point your toes away from you, tops of the feet to the floor and the feet hip distance apart. You might want to just kind of roll your outer thighs outwards, your inner thighs inwards, and let your heels roll out to the sides. Bring your hands under your elbows at shoulder height and come up onto your fingertips. This will give you more sort of work availability in the shoulders. And then you let your thighs feel really heavy. Pull the shoulder blades down the back body gently, not over hardening here. And then as you inhale, lift your face away from the floor. Let your heart come gently up and begin to pull from your fingers into the palm as you gently press through your hands. And then just slingshot your heart forward as your head comes back, keeping the buttocks not too enthusiastic about the work, keeping them neutral. They'll be working a little bit, they have to work a little bit, but not too much. Keep slingshotting the heart forward. And when you feel that you've worked enough, exhale and come down belly, chest, chin, nose, and forehead. Take a couple of breaths. Obviously, if you prefer to work with a more traditional hand position under the shoulders, then do so. But we're going to go up one more time. So roll the shoulders down your back body without over hardening. Inhale, lift your gaze forward, lift the head, lift the heart, and begin to peel yourself back. Keep pulling from your fingertips up into the center of your palm, Hasta Mudra. Inhale. Exhale and slowly come down. And release. Take the hands under the shoulders. Push up. Cross your ankles and roll to sitting. So having stoked your inner fire first thing this morning, let's counter that work a little bit with some water work that gets into the kidneys. So Yana Sirsasana, draw your right heel up in front of you and twist your body to face the left leg. Have your hands on your shin, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slide your hands down the shin and take the foot or a strap, or just hold wherever you comfortably can. Lean back on the in-breath, look up. And on the out-breath, draw your right kidney towards your left knee and slowly come over the extended leg. Smooth and even breath. And you might perhaps be concentrating a little bit more on the out breath that will help just to bring our inner fire back into control. The abdomen, the face, and the throat soft. As you hold your at 90 degrees, so parallel with your collarbones, that makes sense. So as if you were pressing your foot against a wall lightly, and you can feel that the foot and the ankle are in balance. And sometimes the action that goes with that is an extending from the inner knee into the inner heel to help spread the ball of the foot towards the little toe side. And then if you suck that left hip, that left thigh up into the left hip a little bit, you'll feel the right ribs come round a fraction more. Lean back, inhale, look up. And exhale and release. Let's swap over, extend your right leg away and bring your left foot up the inside of your right thigh. And then turn your body to face the right leg. So Yana Sirsasana is also a twist as well as a flexion asana. Breathe in. On the out breath, take your hands down to wherever it is that you're working. Or take the foot. Lean back as you inhale. And then as you exhale, pick up that left kidney and drape it over towards the right knee. And then be patient here. Arrange the exterior of your person, your body, thoughtfully, mindfully, bringing it into balance. In the same way that you would build a jigsaw by taking the outside pieces and creating the frame, and then building the picture up towards the inside. Neck is free. Breath is deep, abdomen, throat, and face are soft. We extend from the inner knee lightly into the inner heel, spreading the ball of the foot to the little toe side. And our final little adjustment that helps to deepen the posture for us subtly is to pull the right femur up into the right hip, and you'll feel the left waist lengthening as you do so. Keep softening from the groin into the left knee. And having used just enough water to control the inner fire, our zeal, the tapas with which we approach each and every task. Lean back, inhale, look up. And exhale and release. Bring your left knee up, bring your right knee up to meet it. Wrap your arms around your legs and just floating your feet off the floor, feet completely relaxed. Give yourself a little hug. Relax your forehead down towards your knees. Let the breath become more subtle. And then slowly release. And lie down on the floor. Make yourself comfortable in Shavasana. I'm going to read you a poem. It's not a poem, it's an invitation. And you might choose to continue to lie and to soak into its resonance and let its resonance soak into you. And I will see you on the other side of my holiday. But thank you for joining me this morning. If you can rest a little bit longer after I finish, then please do so. And then begin your day in love and with zeal and enthusiasm. This writing is by Oriah Mountain Dreamer, and she says, "It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, and for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you've been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tip of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty, even when it's not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand on the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after a night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments.